Hey friends, running. I want to take a moment to talk about running. During this pandemic, I took up running as we've all had to find alternative methods to get our exercise in. Running, I thought, was an effective, simple way to get in my exercise. It's normally it's not something I would do just because of the impact it has on your body. It's very harsh on your joints. But I have found it to be exhilarating and powerful, and it's something that I've gained quite a liking to since this whole pandemic thing started. So, because it's high impact, there's definitely precautions that we need to take, and I've learned this firsthand. So, I just want to share my findings with you in case you are thinking of running. So I started to notice a little bit of pain in one of my knees, a little bit of pain in my left foot, and lo and behold, one of the reasons was because my shoes were too tight. So I learned that you need to have about a finger width of space between your toe and the front of the shoe, and that will give you enough room in your foot when you're running to avoid the discomfort in your foot and in your knee. So definitely footwear is key. And if you are looking for a good pair but aren't able to get to the store, check out Sport Check's Find My Size function on their website. You just answer a few questions and they'll kind of guide you to the proper shoe for you. So I was very excited to get my shoes in the mail the other day, and it totally made a difference the first time I took them out for a spin. Number 2, stretching. We want to make sure that we stretch before and after our runs. We want to get in there, get a good stretch for our quads and for our hamstrings, for our calves. Maybe even a little bit of ankle mobility will help your body better when you are running, before and after, so that you're not injured and you don't feel sore. Number 3, so I noticed some discomfort in one of my knees, as I was saying. And so something you can do to avoid this is look at the type of strides that you're having when you're running. You want to have shorter strides. I was definitely doing longer strides, and that can cause knee pain. So whenever I feel it kind of kicking in, I'm like, okay, I got to start doing some shorter strides, and that's definitely made a difference. And something else I just read about yesterday, which I would love to share, is there is a proper form to running, and it all has to do with our posture. So we want to have a nice tall posture. We want to think of a marionette image, and it's pulling us from the top of our head. The better our posture, the better our core, and the better we are to absorb the shock of running. Another thing that's very important is where your foot lands. So we want to make sure that when we're running that our foot lands under our body, because this too will help absorb the shock through the center of gravity. And one of the most common injuries for people is when they overstride. And that was 100% something that I was experiencing. So keeping a nice tall body, shorter strides, foot landing under the body, and our shoulders relaxed, we're not bending at the waist, and all of this can be, taken into consideration if you are going to start running. All of this stuff will help you avoid injury. And I hope that you find it useful and helpful. If you have any questions, I'm here to help. Just let me know. Holla at your girl.